Hey guys, it's Hannah, and I'm coming at you with another video. As you can see, I have my beautiful backdrop up. So yeah, it's Green Day, and it's like, yes, it's beautiful. Only I could have been wearing my Green Day shirt, but I think that would be just a little bit of an overboard. So today, I thought to get into the Halloween spirit because Halloween's almost here, and it's my favorite holiday, and fall is my favorite season. So I thought today we should discuss like supernatural, like the paranormal kind of stuff. So that's basically what I'm going to be talking about. I'm probably just going to be talking about things like that have happened to me. And just some really weird things in between there. So it's not all going to be dealing with ghosts and flickering lights, and yeah, it's also going to be dealing with some really creepy, weird, unexplainable things. So, yeah. Why I wanted to make this video is not just because to get in the, like, Halloween spirit kind of thing. This has always been super intriguing to me. I've always loved learning about ghosts and supernatural, and I loved watching, like, ghost hunters and ghost adventures, and it just always have kind of called me name. I'm just kidding. If it did, that would be super creepy. All I hear is, Hannah. I'll be like, what? Come check out this video. Why? Because it has good. I'm here. Kind of thing. So I just really hope you enjoy the video, and let's get to it. My very first ghost experience, I think, was when I was around, when I was around 4, because my aunt passed away not too long ago. So I was taking a shower, and I remember where everyone was. My dad was at work. My mom was in her bedroom talking to her friend. My two older siblings, were off with their friends, which were also our neighbors. Like, that's where everyone was. And then, so it was kind of like no one could really come in, or I would really be able to hear them. So, when I was in the shower, the lights kept going out, and I'd have to get out, turn them back on. I thought it was just like, someone's coming in and shutting off the lights. Like, why the heck would they be doing this? Like, it's not funny. And so that happened about 5 to 6 times before I said, like, enough. I got out of the shower, I turned on the lights, and I peeked out of, like, the shower curtain to see if anybody would come in. The whole time that I would peek out, the lights wouldn't go off. As soon as I pulled the curtain shut, I'm like, okay, they obviously know that I'm catching on to them. As soon as I looked away from the curtain, the lights went off. I'm like, nope, I'm done. I turned off the shower, and I basically ran out. And I, like, ran upstairs to my room. And I'm like, what the heck is going on? So yeah, that was my very, very first paranormal experience. I think my next one was when I was probably around 5 or 6. My dad lived in this apartment, in a small town, and so I would have 1 week with him, 1 week with my mom. So I was sleeping in my room, and then I woke up with a sharp pain in my lower back, kind of like where the arch in your back is, and I ran to the bathroom because I didn't know what was happening. I'm like, maybe there's like some sort of rash on my back. I don't know what it could have been. So I get to the bathroom, and I have 3 long scratch marks on my back. And we didn't have any cats, we didn't have any animals. My brother was not staying with us that week, and my dad, he was already asleep. I don't know why my siblings or my dad would do that. So, like, yeah, like, my dad wouldn't do that, or, like, yeah, so it was just super creepy, and I never liked that place anyways. I always got super, super weird vibes from it, and it was just super, super creepy, and I did not really know what the heck was happening. Um, as most of you know, I've lived in this house that we're staying in right now. I've lived in this house my whole life. Like, I grew up in this town. This is my house. This is my home. This is where I grew up. So when I was born, there was only 2 bedrooms upstairs, and my sister had a walk-in closet going right through this wall, actually. So it was like my room, and it was closet. As soon as I was born, they boarded up like this, and they made the walk-in closet like my room. So yeah, I could say that I've lived in a walk-in closet. But yeah, so I lived in there, and then after, when my sister moved out, I went from this room to the biggest room in the house, which is the one across from mine, kind of thing. That's over there. But yeah, so it's over there, and I was staying in there, and like, I always had things scattered on the floor. Like, I'm not very clean. I'm not a clean person. But I remember, like, waking up to the feeling of, like, all my sheets and my covers being, like, ripped off of me. And, like, so I woke up being super cold. I'm like, okay, I must have kicked off my blankets. So, because I've done that before. Like, I'm a kicker. And I went to go bring up the covers over me, and then, like, this force, it was strong, too. Like, probably me and my brother having a tug-of-war fight. Like, but my brother, like, he's kind of a bigger set guy, so I would have seen him lying on the floor. Like, I actually got up, I looked over, and there was no one on the floor. My brother, you could hear him kind of, like, snoring, because, like, he has this mask thing that he's supposed to wear to bed, because, like, he stops breathing when he's sleeping, and he makes really, really weird noises. So I heard him, like, you could hear his machine stuff and him making weird noises, and so I'm like, okay, obviously it's not my brother, and my sister's moved out, and so there's, like, this really strong force just, like, pulling on the blanket with me, and I'm like, okay, alright, what the heck's going on? So I, like, tugged with all my force, and the blankets came up like something, like, it released, and I went, like, I fell back pretty hard onto my bed, and I just went back to sleep. I didn't question it. I'm like, I'm too tired for this crap. I'm going to bed. So that's probably another one right there. So I've had 2 experiences in that room. My other one was where I woke, okay, so we don't have a door on that room. We don't have a door on the room over there, and I always hated that because I could never have my door closed. Like, I cannot sleep without my door closed in this room because I don't feel safe. Like, sometimes if I feel super, super, like, panicked and my anxiety starting to go off, I lock my bedroom door because I feel, like, super, super weirded out. And yeah. So another experience that I've had in that room was I woke up and, like, I had to go to the bathroom. So I woke up, I went to the bathroom, and I went back to bed. So as I'm climbing and getting into bed, I saw, like, a shadow, like, peeking over, looking at me, getting all, like, situated with my with my covers. And I'm like, Jake, like, I said, I'm like, Jacob, what do you want? And literally, it, like, went away. And I'm like, I didn't hear no doors close, so I'm like, he's hiding behind the corner. So I get out, I go around, he's not there. And like I said, I heard his machine going. It was, honestly, it still really creeps me out. So, at my elementary school, when I still went to elementary school, I was probably, like, 4th or 5th grade, maybe 3rd grade. And all my friends, my voice keeps cracking, but, all my friends were at the park, like me, my friend Martin, and then Courtney. Yeah, me and Courtney have been friends for quite a long time, as you guys know. But yeah, so we were all at the park, we're hanging out, and I've had things happen at that school. Like, it's super weird. I've had, like, when I would go into this bathroom, I saw shadows, like, running over. I'm like, I thought someone was just going to the back stall. So, like, in the back stall, I saw, like, a shadow. It was perfect, like, human-shaped. Like, I saw a shadow. As soon as I go back there, I open up the door because, like, the door's already open. I'm like, hello, and then no one's in there. And, like, the shadow's gone. Like, it was super, super creepy. So, I've always had super weird vibes from that, like, place, I guess, from the elementary, from our school. I don't get the same vibe from the high school, but from the elementary, like, I think the elementary's been here longer than the high school. Yeah, it has, because, like, the high school and the elementary were conjoined together. Like, it was 4 stories up, and, yeah, it was really, like, you had, like, 4 minutes to get from the very first level, like, up 4 flights of stairs, and it was, apparently I heard it's very panicked. Like, it was like, oh my gosh, like, it was very compressed in. So, I remember one time we were looking through this one place, so it had, like, the one from one of the doors, and it had the staircase going down to the basement, and, like, the classrooms down in the basement area. And, so we looked up, and right by, like, the office, there's this exit sign, and, like, from what I saw, like, a giant, dark figure. Like, you could tell it had its back to us, and it was like it was wearing, like, a cloak, and it looked really weird. Like, you could make it out, like, the shoulders, from where I could see, it was a man. Like, you could tell it was a man, and, like, so we're like, oh my god, why would someone be in the school on a Saturday, like, evening? I could imagine it maybe during the day you forgot something, but during the evening, like, I just thought it was super weird. All of a sudden, we knocked on the door because we were idiots, and it turned around, and all I saw was, like, pure white eyes, and it creeped me the heck out. We ran, and, like, we went to the playground, and we're, like, all freaking out, and then out of one of the blinds, because we have the fold-down blinds, like, you can peek through, so I look over, and all of a sudden I see the blind go up, like someone had it pulled down, and then went up, and we're like, oh my god, we fled from the playground. It was so scary. We were freaking out, like, we didn't know what to do, and it was just super creepy. So, probably around 5th grade, my dad had a trailer out in the country, and, like, I had this really, really tall bed that I had to go up the ladder and sleep on, so I was, like, level with one of the windows, and I remember always before I went to bed, I would, like, look out the window, like, to calm myself and, like, go to bed, and I saw red eyes, like, in the forest, like, it felt like it was just staring right at me. It was, like, staring through me, and it was just, I felt like I couldn't breathe. It was super, super scary, and, I remember telling, like, my neighbor, we'll call her Genevieve. Yeah. So Genevieve, she told me not too long ago that when she babysitted me, she thought it was bluff when I told her that I saw red eyes right before, like, I went to bed. And then she said that when she put me to bed and she was, like, laying down with me, she saw them looking straight at her. So it was not just me. Like, you guys might go, like, Hannah, you're lying, you're bluffing. No, I swear, it was not just me. It was super, super creepy and super weird, and I was freaking out. I think that's pretty much it for paranormal experiences. Like, I'm pretty sure. I'm trying to think. Yeah, I think that might be it for my paranormal experiences. I'm not quite sure. But, on to some weird experiences. So, apparently my mom told me some stories when I was super, super little. Actually, I have my baby blanket somewhere around here. I have it packed away, like, in a box over there, so, like, it wouldn't, rip, because it's, like, already ripped quite a bit. So I always had this blanket that I carried around that my sister made for me. It was my baby blanket, and one time my mom opened up the oven, and I screamed, like, I was yelling, "Blanky hot," like, over and over and over again. And to remind you that I was super, super little. I barely knew any words, and to freak out like that just from her opening up the oven, it's pretty weird. So I remember Mom telling me about another one where out of nowhere I said, I either said "daddy bad" or "daddy mean," something around that line. And my mom went like, "What, your daddy?" I'm like, "No." She's like, "Your other daddy?" I'm like, "Yeah, other daddy." And I didn't have another dad. Like, me and my siblings all come from the same two parents. So she was so confused, and she was just trying to get answers out of me. And this all happened around where I could barely talk, and, like, I was, I just learned how to, I was learning how to walk and stuff like that, and it was just super, super weird. At least I think I was learning how to, I was somewhere around the lines of, like, still developing and stuff like that. And so I was only, like, a toddler at the time, and it was just super weird, she said. And also there was, like, this time where she said that, like, I had another sister, like, a sister around my age, which me and my sister are, like, 9 years apart, so it wouldn't have been her, that I had a sister around my age, and they took her away, and then they took me, and they gave me a pony. So she's like, it was probably, I might have watched a Disney movie, even though that wouldn't really make sense, but she thinks that, like, I've had past lives, and I believe in that stuff. Like, I believe in past lives. I believe that someone can come back as a person again, and then remember things when they're super, super little of their past life, but then you eventually grow into your own person. So I feel like I believe in that. Like, I believe that could be a really good explanation. I believe that it could be true. So it's just, like, all these really weird supernatural things. I've always felt super connected with the supernatural. Another thing, I guess, my mom calls it my seeing eye, because I know, like, exactly who, and, like, I know when people die. It's kind of weird. Like, sometimes I get a bad feeling, or I'll be super happy, and then all of a sudden, oh, I know. So I've had two, like, things like this. So one, Genevieve's, we're bringing her back in. So Genevieve's mom passed away, and we were very, very close with our neighbors, and so we'll call them the Smith's family, because I'm not going to reveal any actual names in here, but we'll call them the Smith's family. Their mom passed away, and Genevieve wanted to come and tell my family to tell me before I got home, but I got off early, and I came and I was, like, all happy. I remember skipping, and I was, like, singing, and I was, like, happy. As soon as I walk into the door, I see everyone just look at me, and then some were crying. I'm like, what, did somebody die? And I was spot on, and it was just super, super weird. Also, second, my grandma died, and my dad called my mom to tell me, and, like, we were expecting because my grandpa wasn't doing so well, so we were kind of, like, I never expected my grandma to die. We never, like, none of us did. And I remember my mom telling me, she's like, "Hannah, can you come down here?" I'm like, "Sure." And then and then she's like, "Your dad wants to talk to me." I broke down crying. I'm like, I already know, without nobody telling me. And so that's just another weird thing. So that's like my paranormal experiences. I hope you liked them. Please leave a like and comment down below. So like, subscribe, and stay cool, peeps.